Okay, guys. So I hope you can hear me, and welcome back to the next day. I think it's day 4 of our Python programming bootcamp. Welcome in again, Monet, Isaac, Taz, and Julio. Okay. I hope you guys are doing great because we already went through some stuff or some code from the last week. Oh, not last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. And today we will just start again, and I prepared a quick agenda. Let me check for it. So it's here, which basically is like this agenda. And today we will just do a quick recap and review our task from last week, okay? And then actually I plan to get to the new chapter, but I'm not sure if we should go there already or not. But let's see how it goes, because I think it's more important that we focus on understanding the algorithms which we learned last week, because it doesn't get you so much if we move over to the next topic and if we haven't internalized the basics, you know, because we want to build a really strong house, and if this house doesn't have a strong foundation, we will have a shaky house, and it will break at one point, okay? That's why we will just put more focus on the reviews, and then we also cover the questions and answers while we do that, like last time, and then we will check how far we can go for the next tasks, because I already prepared one which Blazer already did, aka Julio, because he already mastered task 1 and task 2. And yeah, so let's get started, guys. Can you guys tell me who of you did the tasks and how it was for you?
Yeah, after net.
Nice. How was it, Moni?
One not so bad, two, yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me check the tasks again. Wait, where are they? Oops. Oh my god. Why did it click back? Threads. Weekly tasks are here, because I have to activate them, of course. Weekly task, edit thread for 1 week. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so the first task was given a list between numbers from 0 to 100, and it should be, oh my god, I remember, my English was so bad at 1 a.m. And it should output every number in the terminal, which is divisible by 2, okay? I think that was pretty straightforward. Monet, maybe you want to share your result somewhere, or just paste it as a screenshot also, so I can just look at it, because I think you did it as well, also Blazer. I'm not sure about Tess, or if Tess just is listening. So just let me know.
I actually did them because today's the first day I'm not laying sick in bed anymore.
Yeah, of course.
I have an idea and I will join discussion.
Okay. So then we'll just check Monet, and I hope you are doing better now, Tess, and can listen without any pain or so. Okay. So let's check this one. Guys, can you see that? Well, let me open it in a bigger window. Discord takes a while again. Okay, so you can see that, right, guys? So the first task. Monet?
Sorry, wait. I
Yes.
didn't run the correct task.
Okay,
My
the next
bad.
one. No worries. Let's check it. Also, do me a favor, guys. If you do the task, copy the task as a comment on top every time you send me the file or so, you know, because often, yes.
Sent you the link if you wanna check mine.
Yeah, I checked it already. Let me check. Oh man. You put it in Discord?
Yeah, in the chat here.
Okay, let me check. Oh, did you delete it and repost it? Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, the correct one.
So this is the first task, and I just wanted you to go through the whole or a list of numbers between 1 and 100, which you can see at the top, and then loop through it. And if the number is divisible, I'm not even sure if this is a word, divisible, dividable by 2, you need to put it into a list.
Zoom in a lot.
What? Oh, really? Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let me open it again.
Yeah, just
Zoom in, sir. No worries, wait. Give me a second. Whenever I open a link in Discord, it takes so long until it opens. Is it the same for you guys? So weird. Anyways, look at this. So money. As I can see here at the bottom in the terminal, you printed all the numbers which are like even, you know, because when you have an even number, it's divisible or divided by 2, or it can be divided by 2. Let's say it like this, right? So all I can see right now is pretty good, except that you also have the 0 in your list. I'm not sure if 0 is a number which is divisible by 2. So maybe that's something which you also can optimize. But let's go through the first line, okay? And see what you have done. Well, let me see your faces actually. Okay, so the first one is he declared a variable which is called myList here at the in line 1, which is equals a list of range, and the range goes from 0 to 101, which is perfectly fine. Okay, Moni, so that was really good already, and this is also what we kind of learned in what we did. But there is something which you can make which improves everything here in this line, and it will reduce a lot of code what you have written here, okay? So let's go to Python Sandbox. Go here. Because I prefer to use the Sandbox all the time, because I want to show people that you don't need to have it on your computer, or you can even use it on your iPad, you know. You just can open it in a browser and type some code in, and you can learn using this one. The only difference is that you can't save the files, right? That's why I just want to show them. And now we have this file here, the Sandbox, because every time you have a sandbox, it's like a playground of code for you. Like somebody is providing an environment for you, and you can just click it and play around, but there are some limitations, like you don't have all the libraries or modules which you want to use, but in our case we probably have all of them. So now we just write what Monet did. myList equals list range from 0 to 101, and then let's see what will be printed. Print myList, and then it will print the whole list with all the odd and even numbers, okay? And now, Monet, it depends on which Python version you are using. Because if you use Python 2, you have to do something like this. You have to declare a range, and then you have to use a list, you know, which makes absolute sense, because you have a range object, and then you convert it into a list object, so you can loop through it, so you can iterate through it, which makes sense. But now, because we already have a high version of Python, Blazer, do you know which Python version we are at right now? 3.10.
3.10,
Yeah.
I think.
Let's check Python version. This is something which you also have to do, guys. Whenever you work with something, you need to understand which version of Python you're using. So let's check this one. We just go to the official page, and it says download Python 3.10.5. So that's really high already, because when I started with Python, I still had like 2.7 and 3.6, you know, and now we are at 3.10 already, and you have a lot of new features, like you now can use, since 3.9 I think, you can use a switch case in Python. Before that you didn't have it. You had to write a function which acted like a switch case for you, you know. But yeah, that's why when you work with code, you always have to make sure that you use the same version with the other person, you know. That's why we also use virtual environments, but that's something which we will cover someday later. But right now, I just wanted to show you that I don't know which version they're using here, so I don't know if this will work. What I will do, because now I will just do the same and show you a faster way, Monet. Okay? Which basically is just doing new list.
I'm on Python 3.10 as well, so
Perfect, perfect. Look, now we say here print list, print new list. Now let's see what it will do. You see, it exactly does the same. You see? And now I will print the type. Oops. Type. Oh, what is this? Why's nothing happening? Wow. Nothing's happening. Seems like they don't print types or something. Well, let me check if they all print something else. Okay, it seems like types are not printed in this environment. So you already can see this environment is not so good if you want to try types or something. Let's see. But then I just wanted to show you what type they have, right? Because here it would say class and then list, because we created a list here, you know? And here it would say range 0, 100 as well, because it will just print the range object. And somewhere in the code it just says print this when you have it, nothing more. Okay? Any question until here?
no, all good.
Okay, perfect. Now I want to show you. I will loop through the new list for element in new list, and then I will print every element. But normally when you do that, you write L. But I just wrote element, so you know this is called the element, you know, because most of the case, like in most cases, you always write I. But I is very generic, and if you're a new person who gets into coding, they think I is like integer or index or iteration. I don't know. They could think of something else, and they don't understand that the I is your element. You know. Yes, Blazor. I equals index, but I also would say it's not good if you stick to this belief, because you could write something like this, Blazor. Just a quick adventure for Blazor. I could write enumeration, and then I say idx, and then I say idx here. And then let's see what will happen. But I will just stick to 10, okay, to make it shorter. Enumeration. Did I write it wrong, or does it not exist here? Damn. Python. No, I think I wrote it right. Enumeration 4? Oh my god. Enumerate. Oh no, I enumerate, I think. Enumerate. I forgot what it was called. Oh, of course, I need to remove this one. Look at this. Okay, it was called enumerate, not enumeration. Sorry, my bad. You see? Now, what I will start at 3 until 11. Now you see, here the first print is idx, and the second one is the element. And as you can see, the element is 3, because as I said, start at 3, blah, 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 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. And you see the idx is the index. It says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see, if you say I is index, then you could mix it up with this one as well. That's why Blazor, we just need to be aware of the context every time. I don't know if you know about this enumerate function, but that was it.
Yeah, when I said I was referring to in a normal for loop.
Oh yeah, of course, in the normal one. What?
Better to write the whole index.
Exactly.
If you're using I as the name of a variable, other than
Yeah.
index, you shouldn't do that.
That's why we just say element because so everybody knows what is happening. And as you can see, it prints exactly the same on it. That's why you don't have to write list again. Okay? You can do it, but you don't need to. That's just
Yeah, that I learned on task 2.
exactly. So let's go back. Where is it? Is this one? Yeah. And then you have the list, and then you exactly do what's happening here, because I also said in the here. No, let's start from the for loop actually. Hi, Starving, no problem. Welcome in. We just explained the range object again. Yes. So this is what I just explained. So you can write this without the list, and just write. You could even make something even easier, and that's what I forgot to say. You could even say if you want to have 101 elements, you just say this, and then let's run it. And then you see it starts from 0 to 101, or 100 actually, right? And that's so you even save this part. But it's only possible if you don't have any specification like how many steps you have to do after each iteration, or if you have to start somewhere else, right? So if I, for example, say 5 and I say jump every 10, do you know what that means, Monet?
Yeah, then it will only show every 10th.
Yeah, exactly, because this is the step, like it starts at 5, goes to 15 and blah blah blah. So let's see what will happen. Exactly, it starts at 5, then 15, then it just goes plus 10 every time, plus 10. So this is another type of the range, which is the function, but we will get to this at another point. Okay, so that's it for this one. And now let's go back to the task. So you see, you could have written my list equals range 101. Done. And then you say for I in my list. Easy. You even could have avoided putting it into a variable and just write for I in range 101, because we didn't do anything else with this my list, so we don't need to do that, and we don't reuse it somewhere else again. That's why you always have a variable if you want to use it again, or if this whole thing, this whole chunk here after the equal sign, if this is too long, then you want to make it shorter instead of writing it all the time. And because every time you write it, it has to do it, like the code has to process what you have written and recreate this object again. And it always consumes more CPU or GPU or RAM. I don't know, probably RAM, but that's just something which you also can be aware in the future, okay? And then, just for the people to go further in the code, so we have this for loop, and we have this list of numbers. Oops, the wrong one. Where is it? Here we have the list of numbers. So let's remove this again. Boop. So we have this whole list here, and every time we are in the for loop, it just prints one number after another. Okay, and here I will do something funny. Time.sleep 5. Import time. Please let it be here. Yeah. Look at this, Money. What is happening here?
It's delaying it
Why?
because you said it must delay it by 5 seconds.
Exactly. So this is what I just tried to show you guys, how a for loop actually is working. Because every time we print a for loop, it just prints everything in one run, and you think, oh wow, everything is done already. But it just does it because it's so fast, right? And now you see, it just waits 5 seconds every time, like Moni already described. And that's what you have to understand here now. So every time you go through this list, in this for loop, it means this I here, I just explained the for loop again, the I becomes one of those elements here, because you have the whole list, and in the first run, it will become this. So element is 0, and then it goes here and prints it, and then it sleeps, and then it goes back here at the top element, and the element changes to 1. and then it prints it again. That's why you see it here. And then it's done. It waits 5 seconds. Like here you can see 15. Then it's done. It goes back into the list, and the list, you know the list. The next number is 16. That's why it says, okay, the next element is here, printed 16, and so on and so on. That's why you can see it doing it exactly like this. Because before that, we just had a chunk, like a huge chunk printed, and you just thought, oh wow, this is a for loop. But you don't really understand what the background of that is. Because it just goes through every element in this whole loop. Okay, any question? No. Perfect. Okay. Then the question was, give me every number or return every number in the new list. That's why it says final list, which Monet has here. Final list equals brackets. And Isaac, can you still hear me? What does this bracket mean?
List. Wait. Shit.
Yeah? What is this?
Wait, is it contain all the... It's list, yeah, list, correct, yeah, list.
Okay, what is your last answer? Is it list?
Say that variable inside.
What does this mean if you have this kind of bracket, the yellow thing here? What is your last answer? What do you log in? Tell me, what is your answer? Isaac, you will win 1 million now. What is your answer? What is the answer?
String.
What?
String.
Wait, why did you move or change your answer from list to string now?
I really think it's list though. I really think it's list.
Really? But why did you say string then?
I don't know. Come on. It's list.
Okay.
I'm confident it's list.
Okay, then we stop
list.
here and we take list. And Blazer, what is it? Man, he doesn't want to say. Okay, it is a list. Exactly. So, Isaac, remember, okay? Remember, when you have this square brackets, it's always a list.
Yes.
A list. Square brackets equals list, okay? Perfect.
Confident.
Exactly. That's why what Monet did here, he created a list so we can put in all the numbers which are even, you know, because we wanted to get all the numbers which are even. And now we have this line, number 6. It says if I percentage 2 equals 0. I have no clue what that means if I would be a bloody beginner. I'm like, oh man, hey, what is this? This looks like math, man. Do I have to study math now? I can't do this, man. I'm not good enough. But Monet probably figured out what that means because I said to you guys, use the modulo object or the function, the feature of Python, okay? The modulo operator, exactly. This is a perfect word. So does anybody of you can explain to me what this modulo operator is? Because here I will go back to this and I said something like weekly task and I said hint, use a for loop and if necessary research modulo. I mean, you are not forced to use modulo, but this would be the easiest approach for you to do that because there are many ways to do that to figure out if a number is divisible by 2 or not. And yeah, so can anybody explain to me what modulo means?
I can try, but I don't know if I'm really good doing it in English. So, modulo is like mathematics Yeah, and I'm already missing it, but you use it in mathematics to find out what is the rest if you divide it by something. And if you divide it by 2, so you do modulo 2, and you don't have a rest, then it's an even number.
Perfect.
Mathematical equation.
Perfect. I couldn't have described it better. So Tess, thank you for that one. Guys, I hope you understood what Tess explained. Isaac, did you understand? Okay, no worries, man, no worries. Let me do this for you. Look at this. We will comment this. Oh my god, I can't comment here. Okay, so I have something like this. Print. No. A equals 10 modulo 2. And then I will print A. And then let's see what will happen. It says 0, okay? Now let me do the same. Hey, oh my god, I think my code is frozen. What the heck? Oh my god. This page is frozen. I need to open a new page. Oh my god. A equals 11 modulo 2. Print A. So let's see what is happening. Please don't break again. Boom. 1. So why does it return 1? Because it does this. 11 divided by 2. What is the result? The return of this operation. So if you ever need a calculator, just go to Google and say like this. Oh shit, it does work.
It will be that 5 raised 1.
Look at this. Block this one. So you can just type it into Google. I try to show it to you. And then it returns 5.5. Okay, so let's go back to the sandbox. This is 5.5. And before we had 10 divided by 2, which is what?
5.
5, exactly. And now you see, we had this number, and if you divide 11 by 2, it actually is 5, right? But if you have 11 divided by 2, it works until 10. So you can put the 2 5 times into 11, okay? Because you can do like this: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and those are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then if you would to go to the next step, which would be 12, it doesn't work because your limit is at 11, because we said 11 here. And that's why it fits 5 times into it, so it's basic division, and there's a rest. So you just have this number which returns no rest, so it's basically this one, like 0. But this one, it has some kind of rest. Yeah, it's the remainder. In Germany, we also say rest, so I'm not sure if in English it is the same. But it's the remainder, and that's why this is not 0. That's why it returns 1, because it just rounds it up, probably. And that's why this doesn't work. And if you look back in Monet's code, it says, if this number, which you have here, modulo 2, equals 0, then do something. And now let's go back to this code again. Delete this, delete this. Let's say, can we do this as well? So let's see. False. Look at this. Can you see that? Maybe this works as well. Look. Isaac, do you understand this?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't equal. It doesn't. That's a what? It's called compare.
Yeah, because the result of this
0
is 1.
is 1.
And this is not 0. That's why it will print false. But if it would be 0, because it's an even number, it would say true. Okay, so let's say again, 14. What will happen?
1.
1. 2. What will happen here? What will return?
True.
True. Let's check. True. Exactly, because if you divide 14 by 2, you will have 7, so there's no rest, and then you got it. And that's what Monet has been doing here. And he said, if this number is even, so this whole chunk here basically means if this number is even, then do something. And you can see I is here, okay? If I is here. And then he says, if I is an even number, go to this line, and you see I is reused again. And then he does this and appends it to the list, which basically means he has this empty list, and append is a function from this list, where you just say, take this and put this into this empty list. And then he repeats it over and over and over again until every index or element in this list has been checked, and then it's done, and then it prints a final list. Okay? Understood? Perfect, perfect. Any questions so far?
No, not for me. Not for me.
Perfect. Okay. So guys, this was the first one, okay? And now we will move over to the second task if you don't have any question. And I will just check the task again. It's here. Okay. Weekly task. There was a mistake before because I wrote it in a way that both tasks were part of one text, you know, and that's why there were some misunderstandings, but I rewrote it with an update. It says, given it is a list between numbers from 0 to 100, so the same like before, and all numbers which have a 5 as a digit, like 5, 15, 95, should be counted and stored in a new list variable. Like the thing which Moni already did. Like you have a new list and you have to put it inside if it's a 5. And please return the total number of entries in that list and the list itself. Perfect. Okay. So, Monet, do you have it maybe? Or Blazor? Let's check Blazor. Let's check Blazor. Blazor, where is it? Exercises. X1. X2. Look at this. This is GitHub again, guys. Can you see that? Wait, let me see your faces.
Level.
Go back to the file where you were. It's in the same.
It's in the same? Oh my god.
Yeah, see, one. They're the same. Take 1 and 2. Can you
Oh shit, man. Blazor used this fancy method. Oh god, I hate it. Oh no.
What?
repeat the code?
Okay, okay, no worries. We will get to it.
Hey, yo.
Okay. I will just explain it to you guys so you can compare with you, but I will show you the other way as well, okay? So let's do it quick because we still have like 15 minutes and then we're good to go. So let's read the code. What Blazor did again here is he has a new variable called numbers list. Man, this feature is annoying. Anyways, this list is a range of 0 to 100 numbers, integers in this case, okay? And then he says, he declares a new variable which is called numbers containing 5, and this is an empty list, right, Isaac? Or is this a string? I'm not sure.
List.
Really?
List. Yeah, list, yes.
Okay, okay,
Um,
perfect. And then the criteria, Blazor just has a criteria which is called criteria equals 5. But what is this type? Isaac, can you tell me what this 5 with those
String.
string?
Yes.
Okay, what is the difference between... Oh, this is that. What is the difference between this and this?
Oh,
Can you
the
see that?
difference?
Yeah, what is the difference? Here, you have 5 with one... what is it called in English? This quotation mark, and the other one with a double quotation mark. Thank you, Blazor. What is the difference? Do you know the difference? Why you should use that? Because sometimes in, for example, here I go here, I say Python in operator. And now let's say what they use. Hello? So they use two brackets here. Not two brackets, sorry. I mean double quotation marks. And then we go back to Blazor and you see he's using one. But it still works. Why? What is the difference? Is there any difference? Monet, do you know that?
There's only a difference when you start working in macros.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Then it make a difference, but otherwise there's no difference.
Exactly. It's only relevant if you work with a lot of different object types, like with database queries or with JSON files, and you have to convert them in a dictionary or in a real JSON type, you know, many things. But you won't be there until a few months, so that's why it doesn't matter for you. But what I want to try to teach you is you need to stick to one way. And I think the easiest way for me is to use a double quotation mark instead of one. But using one is not wrong. There will be like one in 1,000 cases where it will say, or where you will have a bug because of that. You know, that's why just stick to one way of using the those quotation marks, your convention, you know, because you always can look up this. Monet, this could be useful for you. You say Airbnb Python code convention. Then you go here and you see, oh, Google style code, or you go to Airbnb as well. But it depends on you. For example, when I use JavaScript, I stick to their style guide, and now we can check Google. And what this is means it shows you how Google is using what kind of structure they use for their variables, for their function names, or how they just write their code, you know. And that's why you need to find your way as well. That's why I recommend you to check out the style guide, which is called here. Exactly. You also have to stick to a consistent way of writing code, because if you want to see a absolutely clean code, go to Blazor's repository in GitHub, because he always writes extra clean code, and that helps you in the future if you have to look back into the code. And yeah, and what I just showed you here is you can check out all the way how they do something. Like for example, if condition, is it like this? Or conditional expressions. Look at this. What is this? Yes and no. What is this? Is this even Python? It looks so weird. Oh my god, look at this. One line. They write the if condition, which you have seen before in one line, if you can see that. It says yes if predicate value else no. This is how they do it. But they also have something like this. The longer version, which is if blah 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 value else blah blah blah. They don't even have a colon anymore. I don't even know if this is a new type or so. I don't remember that. But you see, this is a way how they do it. And if you want to stick to best practices, always go to big companies or a style guide which you like, because there is no perfect style guide. It's just something which people have to stick to. Because imagine we three would work on one project, right? And then Monet starts writing the code, and he has his own style, and then I have to take the code and do something with it. And I'm like, what is this, man? This is an if condition. I've never seen it written in this way. And then I'm completely confused. And then I have to understand the code first before I can continue. And if you have the same style guide or your consistent way of writing code, it will help you a lot in the future, okay? So that's something which you have to, this is one takeaway for you right now. Because in the next session, we will focus more on writing clean code as well. Anyways, let's go back to the code from Blazor. So this is exactly the same thing which Blazor, like number one, the task number one. And you see it's a for loop again for number in numbers list. So you see there's a huge contrast so you understand. You have a numbers list, and Blazor knows this is one number only, one number, because the variable speaks to you. It says, okay, I will loop through the whole list of numbers and just take one number. And if this number is divisible by 2 or an even number, which this expression is saying, print the number. Done. Nothing more. And now this is task 1. We go to task 2. Because Blazor understood the whole scope of this project, those 2 tasks. And that's why he wrote it into one for loop already, because it basically is doing the same. But your task was to write 2 different files, because I said, if you can remember, use 2 different please create 2 files, task1.py and task2.py. So in this case, if this would be an exam, Blazor would have lost, I don't know, 2 or 3 points, because he didn't do what the task told him to do. This was the requirement. Remember the example with the car. Imagine you go to the mechanic, give your car, he has to repair something, and then you come back, and then he gives you a completely different car, and you are like, man, where's my car? And he's like, yeah, forget your car. Take this car, because it also drives you, man. Just use it. And you're like, no, this is not the same. So you can't say it is the same, because it was requested in a specific way. So stick to the task which is written in your specification or whatever you're using, okay? Maybe it was not the best example, but I think you get the idea. Now, what Blazor did is he took the number here. You see 4 number, and then he takes the number and converts it into a string, because string number converts an integer into a string. I mean, it doesn't even have to be an integer, because it's just this number. And we know, oh, it's gone. List, oh no, my list equals range 101 for I in my list, print I. Maybe it also prints type, I'm not sure. Maybe it works now. Please print the type. No, it doesn't print the type. So annoying. But normally here where it says type, it would say something like integer, also int. Okay, int. And now if I do this, oh shit, you can't see it here because it still doesn't print it. Man, this is so annoying. Python Sandbox. Maybe I've find another one. Python Sandbox code HS. What is this? Hello? Hey, what is this? Examples, try it. Okay, let's try this one. Please give me a sandbox. No, it doesn't look like a sandbox. Python. Oh yeah, okay. Please give me this one. Oh shit. It didn't open. What is this? Hello? Man. Okay, I think I have to use my own ID. Oh no, wait. It's doing something. Oh, amazing. Okay, it's opening some kind of environment for me in JavaScript. What the heck is this, man? Test.py. Okay, here, look at this. Where do I run this? Do you see a run button, guys? Toggle preview. Man, this is so bad. I can't believe this. No, I don't see anything. Shit. Okay. Doesn't matter. Do I have the time? Yeah, I can use that here.
Is the way to go.
Yeah. Oh man, I had it already. Okay. Boop.
That's it.
Man, can you see that? Yeah, you can see it, but it's too small, so I make it a little bit bigger again. 40. Boom. Oh yeah. You see this? It prints string right now because I made it as a string here. I converted it into a string. But now imagine I don't write string and just write the type of I itself. Do you understand this? Now look what happens. Oh no, maybe I should do it differently so you see it better. Look at this. Can you see it? It prints the last number here, and the type of this I is a string, because I'm asking for the type, because I converted this I into a string, and then you see it is a string. And here, type I without this string part, it just remains int. Okay, that's the first thing you need to understand. Or here at the top actually, so you can see it. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Then let's go back to this whole thing here actually, so we can finish this. And what Blazor is doing right now is he knows all those numbers here in this range are integers. So he takes it and converts it into a string, because he needs to compare this string and ask, is the number 5 in the string? Do you understand? So he takes this number, converts it into a string, and then he uses some functions which you guys don't know about yet, because we haven't spoken about them, and those functions also are actually used when you do some debugging, all this stuff. So you probably don't know what this does, so I don't even know if I should explain this, but I'll just stick to it now. And this function just asks if this criteria, in this case it's this thing, is in this string of number which he had. So let me do this. It's my code, and then I say something like this. Print blah blah blah. Now I say criteria equals 5, and then I say number. Okay, can you see that, guys? What is this?
You missed the I in criteria.
Oops. Boom, let's check. So you see, every time it says false except if it has 5 in it. Do you see this? False, 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 false. And this is 100, 99, 98, 7, 6, 95. And then again, blah, 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 here, 85. So let's check the number as well. Number and string. So you see, it says 95 is true, because now it says, but maybe I can print it. No, I can't print it to you. But this basically is saying this. For example, we are at 95, and it takes 95 and contains if 5 is in 5. But this string here, okay, it basically is the same like this. Can you see it? This is super important, because right now it just says, okay, this is the number, and then he converted it here with this one and say, okay, does this string contain a 5? And as you can see, it is a 5. That's why it says yes. And then it says true. And if it's true, it will just take the number again here, append the number, and put it into this empty array or list in this case. And then it takes everything in and then prints it. So if I take this code now like this and print it here, boop, and then let's see what will happen. So you see, this is just the print of this one. Every even number, and this is the array of all the 5s in this range which he had. And then he just said, okay, those are all the numbers which I said return all the numbers, and then print the total numbers containing 5, like he just calculated all of them together, is 19, because he used this function, but you don't know what this means right now. You also probably don't know what this f means, but we will get to it the next time. And with this len feature, which is the length, he just figured out or wanted to know how big is this list of numbers. And this number is just 19. Done. That's why it says 19, because if you count all the numbers, it's 19. And that's what len is doing for you. It just says, give me all the amount of numbers which are in this one. And that's how he finished task number 2. Okay, guys? That's it with the 2 tasks actually. But this is a little bit complex, so I will just show you the result which I would do it. So I would say if the number 5 is, no, in string 5 number. Like this. You see, this is way shorter than this one. And then we're done. You don't even need to do anything else. And let's wrap it again. And then you see, it does exactly the same. Okay? Isaac, what are you doing?
No, I thought it was like, damn, I was stunned. Like, yo, that's all I've been missing the whole time.
Yeah, man. I told you, you almost had it, man. Because,
Almost had it, man.
yeah, I told you. Because you were very close. But no problem, man. No problem. You were very close. And I think if we gave you like, I don't know, 1 hour more, you would have solved it. But that's no problem, man. Because that's what you have to do, man. You have to sit there. You have to look at the code. You have to code, man. You have to code. Yeah. And that's how programming is like. And that's it. That's how it was. Okay?
Trial and error, man.
Yeah, man. But one thing which I noticed, which you did, was that you executed too much without thinking.
Oh. Yeah.
Which is like a lot of trial and error, which is not so bad. But if you think about it, because I did the same in the beginning. I was like, why does it not work? Is it this one or this or this and this? And then I wasted like 2 hours on that. And sometimes I just went like, okay, wait, stop. I'm in total chaos mode. I'll just sit down. I will write it down. I visualize it in my head. I spent like 10 minutes thinking about what I have to do. And then I write the code. It's done. I run it once. It's working. Because I'm thinking it through. I'm writing pseudocode. You get it?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I always write pseudocode. That's super important. Okay?
Understand.
Exactly. So that's it for today, actually, guys. So I will just write some weekly tasks again. So I feel like, because it doesn't make sense to go to the next step, because you still need to internalize this one. Because unless you can't do task 2 without sweating, you shouldn't move further. Okay? So I will put some new tasks in the weekly tasks channel, and then we will talk about that again. Feel free to go into the discussion, and then we will meet again in a few days. I will just announce it in the channel, and then we can talk and discuss about anything again. Okay, so guys, thank you for joining. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, if you want to know more or just stay in touch, check out our webpage, theselfdev.com, or join our Discord, which you can find on the selfdev_community on Twitch as well. And see you next time. Peace.